for Luna, Episode 1, titled Outsider. We begin at Richard's apartment, where everyone has gathered. That's where the locus is, that's where the pack kind of congregates, and the spirits are going wild today. They are restless. They are biting at the bit to get out and do something. They can't quite quantify to you what it is that they want to do, but you can sense that there's something wrong with them, and you get the sense that they sense that something is wrong. How do you guys spend your days when you're not hunting? One by one, tell us a bit about what your character might be doing at this time of day.
Is it weekend or like birthday?
This would be a Thursday, so it would be a
Mhm.
work day.
I think then just Richard is kind of sleepy still, making coffee and kind of like making a mental note of like taking care of all this weird stuff later, but he has to be at work like in a couple of hours. Just like, oh god, no, when I come home it'll be all this as well. And just like trying to basically like get the like. I think he's the kind of person who would have like a French press because he's a fancy guy. So he's making his like coffee in a very like labored way while like just the spirits are like bouncing off the walls around him, and he's just trying not to. He's just like trying to block them out. Like, no, I hear you. I'll be back and like for my 9 to 5 job, and when I get home, we'll deal with whatever we can with.
Think Quinn is not much of a morning person, especially with her bartending gigs. So she gets home late and probably sleeps a little later. But she hears Richard making coffee and just kind of yells across the apartment, "Make one for me too!" And then after coffee, she takes Oreo out for a walk down to the park or wherever, and just kind of keeps an eye out for anything odd that might be happening. Definitely looking over her shoulder anytime she's outside because she's a little jumpy still.
You get to make the first roll of the game. You get to make a perception
Ooh.
roll.
Nice.
And just so you know, I exceptionally succeed on 3 successes for
Ooh.
perception.
Oh,
2 successes. So close.
So while you're out and you're walking Oreo, she's sniffing around. She can't really do her business on the telephone poles, but dogs like to sniff. That's how they say hello, whatever. So as she comes to a newspaper stand and you're trying to like pull her along, this tiny little dog is giving you a run for your money. Um, you notice that inside of the newspaper container is today's paper with the headline Body Found in Portland.
Ooh, that's a little scandalous. Um, well, not knowing how the rest of my pack feels about technology and internet, I will dig a quarter out of my pocket or find one on the street and buy a newspaper.
Do you read the article there, or do you take it home to show them the headlines and everyone can look over it?
I take it home. I probably cut the walk a little bit short. Say, well, Lorio, you found it, so we got to go tell everyone else.
Lauren would honestly probably be out kind of patrolling the borders of the territory. She's a little obsessed with maintaining the security of their territory specifically. Probably wouldn't be a super uh, in-depth patrol, but wandering around, checking things out. Probably still in his shoe, not one to be in wolf form in the middle of the city. But that's what she'd be up to.
I need you to make a dex and stealth roll.
Looks like 2 successes.
Okay. So as you're out, you're walking around, you come across 4 police cars. Their sirens aren't on, they look like they're parked. You can see the police officers out moving around in the woods, kind of poking through the underbrush. You get closer. You manage to get closer without being seen. And you can hear them talking about this body that was found nearby, and they're looking for other pieces of it. Actually, they're trying to find a hand. Somebody's looking for a foot, and that's what you gather by listening in, is that this body has been found and dismembered.
It's not the ideal thing to hear about happening on our turf. Lauren would probably immediately just send a quick message to the others, let everyone know. Hey, there's some police trying to find pieces of a dismembered body in our territory.
Quinn would reply with, I got a newspaper article that might tell us a little bit.
I guess Casimir would, out of habit, be exercising in the morning and like going out for a run or a walk or something, and then it's kind of a new habit. And he would come home and shower, and he would send a text to either Gwen, one of their human packmates, or Lucas, the wolf-blooded packmate, asking about job opportunities at their restaurant that they work at. And I like to imagine that's when I get the text about the dismembered body.
Right around that time, yes.
And I guess I'll send the reply, "Oh, I guess we'll meet at Richard's."
Sounds like a plan.
I like the idea that like Richard gets like he checks his phone last and he's like just like swarmed with messages. So there's a dead body and there's just pieces of it. We're coming to your place. It's just like, well, I just
Guess I'll need more coffee.
Better put on some more coffee.
Just like kicks the first back.
Gonna need a coffee maker.
These kids. What about Lee? What is Lee doing today?
Well, Lee works very late at night, so he probably would have slept in. But once he detected that the spirits were upset over something, he probably would be trying to figure out what was causing them to be distressed, conversing with them, or just trying to get a general pointer as to what's bothering them.
So they're able to tell you that something is changing within the spirit courts. They aren't sure what, but they feel it, and they feel that it is not for the best. So they're very nervous about this. You get the text message. What do you do with that?
I'll probably go into Richard's, right? Sorry, meeting place.
Okay. So everyone gets to Richard's house. Poor Richard is, valiantly trying to French press all the coffee for everyone and, just dishing out mugs, and here's Oreo barking at everyone, and,
He probably has like a normal coffee machine that he just never used. I'm going to buy one. But I guess you would have had to call him works, like just kind of like really not feeling it for reasons he can't disclose.
The fake cough. I'm sick.
I just like the idea that as soon as there's trouble, our usual protocols to be like, Richard's house, let's go.
You guys need a montage for it, like, the cartoons of everyone just running over to Richard's house.
Unceremoniously toss a newspaper on the table, point at the headline. Look what Oreo found.
Which does
I'll
in fact say body found in Portland.
Be specific, like she didn't just pick that up off the ground, like you things, right? Like the dog, this piece of...
Oh, I mean, it came out of the box.
I just like the idea of them like moving taking careful like the doctor and just picking off the
Off the sidewalk. Yeah.
Anyway, I think it probably looks like clear enough. And yeah, I guess I read through it. Do I roll for? I mean,
Okay.
Yeah,
uh,
I'd read
Uh,
through it.
so you guys read through the article. There isn't a lot of detail because this is a public newspaper. But there is enough that you guys can start piecing together what happened. The coroners believe that sometime about 2 days ago, a hiker went missing and was found just on the outskirts of the Pearl District. And police are investigating. So far, they have no leads and are asking for anyone with leads to contact them. The victim, I need everyone to roll wits and intelligence.
can we do that with patch
Is
tactics,
this,
or is that not?
Yeah, say, is this teamwork or is this 5 independent rolls?
No, it certainly could be a teamwork action. If you guys are talking about what's going on in the article as you're reading it, then yeah, you guys could definitely do this as a teamwork action.
My
Right.
base dice pool for this is 6.
Mine too.
My base is 5.
Base is 4.
Intelligence and
wait.
Wits and
Wits.
intelligence, yeah.
5.
So we're not adding the +3?
I think we will, but I think we were trying to figure out the base dice pools before.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we can figure out who the primary should be.
Oh,
Sounds
right.
like it's going to be Lauren or Quinn. I have no preference. I'll assist on this one.
Okay, so everyone roll their assist dice pool
And add the 3 at this point, right?
and add the 3 at this point.
Oh,
So wait, everybody adds it on their assist roll. Also, it doesn't just get added to the main roll. I mean, I love that everybody gets it, but
Everyone benefits from any
Perfect.
teamwork action, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yay.
my base pool is 5 and I rolled 8.
Wow.
wow.
Exceptional.
So, oh, dang. Sorry, I forgot my life. Let me get back here. So, who got the exceptional? Lauren got the exceptional. Okay.
Lauren on an assist. That's awesome.
That is awesome. What do you get for that? A condition, I guess. You can't really affect the. Could you?
Maybe like
actually-
inspired or
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, can I give inspired to Quinn?
Yeah.
That way maybe she can burn it on this roll.
Yeah, for sure. That being said, so you can add 14 dice to your 9.
okay. So unless the dice gods really hate me today, that should be
I
pretty
will be
good.
so sad if you roll a 1.
And then if
Right.
you're using inspired, you'll get an exceptional on 3 or more. So
Oh yeah, I do that. Guess it helps if I.
All the exceptionals.
There it is. That is an exception.
There it is.
There it is.
and a beat for Quinn too, right?
And a beat for Quinn because of the inspired condition.
Yay!
So
You're smart cookies.
there is an exceptional success result for this if you would like to take it. Otherwise, you can take another condition.
I will take the exceptional success because info gathering is good.
The name you guys find in the paper is Angelica Flores. And Quinn, especially, instantly recognizes that last name because she has TJ in her pocket.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to ask. I assumed that our group text is just for the 5 of us, right? Because I would also like to have TJ see what he can dig up because that's what he's good at.
Oh well, I'll take the other one out too.
Oh no!
No one told me I lost an ear. All right.
Just a
So
battle
you.
scar, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just a battle scar. So you text TJ.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I would Just say there was a body found in the territory. Could use an assist figuring out what's going on. We're looking into it, but you know things that we don't know.
So he would actually call you instead of texting you back.
Okay.
Would you answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the first thing out of his mouth is, where did you hear about this?
It's in the paper.
And he kind of swears under his breath and he says, I'm looking into it. I'm not officially supposed to be looking into it, but I'm looking into it. This was very personal to me, very close. So you can bet your ass that I will definitely be looking into this.
She family?
She is family. She's my niece.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Well, we are definitely looking into it also. Let us
Thank you
know
for that as well.
how we can help.
I will. Thank you. You keep me updated, and I will do the same to you. I will keep you updated.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. And then he hangs up.
Yeah, I hang up and I tell the pack. That's TJ's niece. We need to handle this.
Mm.
Yeah.
That feels basically like an attack on the pack at this point, was what Lauren would muse.
This feels very deliberate.
Wonder if it's related to the spirit courts at all. Maybe they're upset that we're here.
Yeah.
Coincidences are. I don't really quite believe in coincidence right now.
Hang on, wouldn't the blood spirit be willing to like that kind of a dismemberment? Because that sounds like a lot of blood.
I could ask Crimson Flux what's happening if it knows if it was around when this happened. It would have been alerted to. It might have been alerted to an onrush of that resonance. Does anyone mind if I cross over right now? We're at the locus, I assume.
It's right outside.
Yeah, I think I'll. Unless you guys need me right now, I can go over and ask.
Yeah.
Okay. I will be right back then. And Casimir will go to. We decided it was a tree, right? And it was that tree that had been struck by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go there, make sure no one's around, try to get as close to it as I can without like exposing myself completely. And what is the roll for stepping sideways, and what's the modifier in this area?
I am looking that up now. So you are at a locus, which gives you a +2 to the roll. Roll 10 minus harmony +2.
One success.
Okay. So you successfully step sideways. You step through the gauntlet, and you instantly tell the difference. Everything smells different. It looks different. It's darker here. Everything is a bit more gritty. It's very primal. You are in the Hissel. So nearby, always lingering close by for hoping for blood, is Crimson Flux. The others are around as well. The buddy spirits, the totem spirit is nearby. You can see him looming off in the distance along the horizon. So what do you do? Who do you go talk to?
I go talk to Crimson, and I nod and I say, there was a murder. A human was murdered and dismembered just outside of our territory. You seem to have a sense for these things. Did you go to the scene when this happened?
I was not there, but I know those who were. Who? He would give you a list of names, several other blood type spirits or ones of violence. They associate very closely with each other, and the spirit would tell you, Crimson would tell you that through the grapevine, it heard a bit about the murder, and wants to know what you want to know.
Gotcha. Then it looks like we have to go ask around there. I would make a note of the names of those spirits and probably tell the pack that we should probably reach and then just head over there on the Hizzle side of things and investigate. And I thank Crimson Flux and I return.
Okay, so you are going back through the gauntlet?
Yes, I am actually. So this is the same roll?
This is just Harmony. Plus
Just
2.
Harmony. Plus 2, okay. Harmony 7, plus 2 is 9. Okay. 2 successes.
Okay, so you step over, and now you're back with everyone. So you tell them what you learned, and you suggest that they go investigate the actual scene of the murder, or at least where the body was found.
Yeah, I just go back to everyone. I say I talked to Crimson. He said that that there were other spirits of violence and blood there. He wasn't there himself, but he heard through the grapevine that there were some other spirits around there, and we should probably go check over there, probably on the Hizzle side.
Lauren would suggest that they may be able to do some tracking on the physical side as well, if there's any traces left of the assailant after what happened. Their senses are pretty keen, so they might be able to approach this on both fronts.
I'd have to wait for the cops to clear out first.
I'm hoping if it's in the paper that the actual scene of the crime probably maybe doesn't have active cops there still. I'd have to assume that what Lauren stumbled upon was further follow-up investigation taking place at secondary scenes.
That makes sense. We could split up. Do both at the same time.
Yeah. We could.
Dibs on flesh side.
Also flash side.
I'll go shadow side.
Shadow's fine with me.
There you
So
go.
it's just like shadow side. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Okay. So we have Lauren and Quinn investigating physical, and we have Richard, Casimir, and Lee investigating the Hissel. Okay. So I was reminded that there are further penalties crossing into the shadow during the day. So it will be 10 minus harmony minus 2 plus 2. So just 10 minus harmony.
I got 1 success.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no. Lee's the dairy farmer.
Lee, would you stay on the physical side, or would you make a successive attempt?
I would make a successive attempt.
Okay, subtract 1 from that dice pool then.
Okay. I'll spend a willpower on this one, though.
Good call.
5.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, I guess.
The spirits want nothing to do with you today.
We got room on the flesh side, party.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's like a car engine that won't start.
So, the two of you manage to cross over, and after a few minutes, you realize that Lee is probably not coming with you. You can't call him or text him because you're in the Hissel now, and you can't, figure that
Casimir
out.
will, Casimir out of, habit will try to pull out his phone and be like, oh, wait a second, no, it's not going to work.
I think the Iron Masters need to go negotiate with some technology spirits.
Okay, so everyone is heading to the place where the body was found, yes? You guys on the Hissel and everyone else in the physical. Okay. Wow, it's already been an hour. Oh, well, a lot of that was us goofing off, so that's okay.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, yes. So, when you arrive at the scene where the body was found, Lauren is able to take you to where they were investigating. The police are gone, fortunately. All the police have cleared out by then. You can see where they have marked off certain areas with caution tape, but there are no police around themselves. So there are a few houses around, but it seems at first glance that all of the blinds are closed. So you seem to have relative privacy here. So what do? You're looking for a trace of the assailant.
Yeah,
I'll
Lauren would
shift to-
definitely be looking for anything trackable here. A scent that seems out of place. Blood that maybe doesn't seem like it's from mixed with all the other blood. Anything that they could potentially use to track something down on the physical side.
Okay.
On the flesh side, he's going to shift to Urhan and
Yep. Quinn too.
stick with it.
Okay. What about Lauren? Is Lauren staying Hishu?
No, Urhan's definitely the way to go here.
Urhan. Okay. So the three of you shift. You are now wolves. And still, no one seems to be paying attention to you. Fortunately, at this point, you're not sure which is stranger: three wolves in Portland, or three people investigating this crime scene. This is going to be contested tracking. You need to find an amount of spore equal to the prey's resolve plus survival, which in this case is 5. And you start with spore equal to your wits. So you are now rolling your wits and survival. I guess this is another teamwork action.
I hope so. Oh, Quinn's gonna need someone to take her camping and teach her how to start a fire or something.
And it looks like we get to add our form's perception bonus, if I'm reading that right.
Yes.
Okay.
Good call
Although
on the shifting.
Does the teamwork not apply for if so half of us are in the hizzle?
I think it still applies as long as they know where you are.
Okay.
So who has the highest wits and survival?
Lauren.
Probably Lauren.
Yeah, she's at 8 with a specialty in tracking.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wow.
So if everyone else wants to roll their wits plus survival plus that 3 from teamwork.
And the perception bonus.
And the perception
From the
bonus.
That's another 3, right?
In
It is plus 4 in
is
Urhan.
plus 4.
Okay.
Almost another exceptional.
Almost.
There you go.
Nice.
Wow.
That's the exceptional. What would you like to do with that?
Well, can I use it to find out more about an exceptional success on tracking, or should I just get a condition?
You can. So there's no exceptional success result for this one, but you can take a condition. Or
I'll take
grant a condition to somebody else.
Okay, I'll take Inspired.
Okay. And then Lauren can add another 9. So 16 total to Lauren's dice pool.
And that's so. She starts at 9. The plus 7 makes 16, and then another 9 would make 25.
Wow.
That is so
Okay.
many dice.
Roll it.
Ooh.
My math is right?
Your math is
that
right.
seems outrageous. Okay.
Why would we ever do anything by ourselves?
8 successes.
There it is.
There you go. What do you want to do with your exceptional?
That is a question. Is there an exceptional success on the tracking itself?
No.
it looks like there is the invisible predator condition as an option here. I would like to take that if it applies.
We will come back to you guys. Let's check in on our friends in the Hissel who follow and come to the scene where the body was found. Immediately upon coming upon the scene, the spirits are new. You can tell they're relatively weak. But they're not the kind of spirit that you would normally find in a residential place. You would hope not to find. There are spirits of fear, there are spirits of pain, there are spirits of death, all congregating around this one area.
I just look at Richard and I tell him the names of the spirits that Crimson told me about that were there, and I guess since he's the Aether that made it to the side, how he wants to handle this.
I think sort of like as quietly as you can, like speak into his soul without like the spirit of I'm not even that sure that's possible, but we can't really keep like spirits of like fear and kind of like terror like around in the Richard would be down for kind of like hunting these in the future to keep them out of the territory. Would that offend Crimson Flux if Richard attacked like his one of not his kind but like his friends? I guess I don't know.
Okay. So are you looking for a go ahead.
I wonder if maybe it could also be somewhat of a team effort because Crimson Flux isn't sort of like the like Richard's buddy spirit. It's Cassis, so it could be like kind of just the two of them talk to the spirits. I don't know.
I don't know if Crimson Flux followed us, but if you
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be following along if you guys, especially because you guys crossed over to the Hissel, he'd be following along.
All right. I will approach Crimson Flux and I ask him, I guess, if he can point out the specific spirits that he mentioned, and yeah, I'll just ask him for help, like identifying which ones and seeing if he could help us, like start a conversation with them, essentially.
Okay. So he looks around or it looks around. After a moment, it seems to despair. You can hear it in its voice when it says, I don't see many of them. I see one, and it's over there, and it kind of undulates towards a spirit nearby this congregation of spirits. And you can tell that it's different than the pain and the fear and the death, mostly by how it's moving. It seems very on guard, very alert, very antagonistic, almost like it's looking for a fight. And it tells you, that is one of violence, and that's the only one I see left.
Maybe the feast is over. So that we think this is a spirit of violence, essentially.
That's what Crimson Flux thinks.
I guess I'll
I think you'll like the full moon better than like me.
Hey, I mean, you never know. I guess I'll start approaching the violence spirit and see if it's willing to talk and approach it and ask, like, what caused this? Do you know?
It says that it will tell you everything it knows if you can defeat it in battle.
Richard steps back like, yeah, go for it. Go.
Uh,
Not my
Interesting.
department.
Interesting. Is there a roll to sense? I think it's how many influences it has, not rank necessarily.
So it's
I'm
2
sorry, what
minus
was
whatever it's.
the resistance, right?
Yeah.
It's resistance trait.
Its resistance trait is only 2, but
Still a chance roll.
could add
Did you
willpower.
spend a willpower on that?
I said draw on that willpower.
Yeah, I could. I'm gonna do that then. Might as well. So let's roll 3. One
Nice.
success.
Very nice. So you are able to tell that its influence is over fighting.
Let's see, to use it. I have a sense of spiritual influence. So is that its highest rated influence?
Yes.
Is that I don't know if it says you have to quantify that or not.
It doesn't look like it.
It just says it tells you what it is.
No.
All right. I'm going to just look at Richard, look at Crimson Flux, and it just said defeat it in combat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just give a little nod to Richard, see if he wants to join, and then I give a little nod to Crimson Flux, see if it wants to join in, and I drop to Urshul for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Richard. I mean, like as much as he's sort of like usually the calm and like let's talk it through type, he just kind of shrugs and also like just like goes into Ursula and kind of like goes straight after as well.
Now, should we, if we're at Harmony 7, has the initiative happened now, or is the spirit giving us time to like transform?
No, it seems like it's, preparing for an honorable fight, so it's waiting for you to get ready and...
Yeah.
All right, then yeah, I switched. I go to Urshul.
Okay. Then you guys can roll initiative. Or you can. Richard isn't joining,
So.
I mean, I'm joining, so.
So for initiative, you just roll your initiative number in dice.
You roll 1 die and add your initiative modifier to it.
Gotcha. That's 10 plus in Urshul. It's for me. It is 7. So 17 for me.
That's just a 7. That's fine. No, hang on, that's 10.
Yeah, because you're adding the numbers, I believe.
Yeah, sorry, then it's a 10.
Okay.
I think
so. It is going to go Casimir, Spirit, and then Richard.
Great.
All right. I'm going to. Can I use my my bite specialty? I think
Urshul, has something about that.
I think Urshul, Urhan, and Gar, you don't have to establish a biting grapple. You can just attack with a bite and establish a grapple, I think.
Yeah,
Then,
bites
yes.
do +2 lethal damage and do not require a grapple and can establish a grapple as well as cause damage.
Okay, so are you just causing damage or are you establishing a grapple with your bite?
If it looks like I can do both, that's what I will, because that's what I'll do, so I can let Richard,
Its defense is 3.
Defense is 3, alright. 8 successes!
So it immediately surrenders. You just did 10 damage at once, so it immediately surrenders. And not only does it surrender, but it kind of like bows its head to you and says, I should have known that someone such as yourself would be mighty and powerful. It was silly of me to think that I should challenge you. But thank you for indulging me, and I will now tell you what you want to know.
I bow and thank it as well. And I listen.
It tells you that 2 days ago, a strange creature, it doesn't call it a werewolf, but a strange creature came by and had a young girl with him. And unfortunately, that creature killed that young girl and scattered the body parts around the city. It tells you that it can point you to where the body parts are if you want, but it doesn't tell you much more than that.
And after all that, I believe it. So I thank it for its time. I let it go for now. Just let it do its thing. I look to Richard and I say, "Well, that was easy."
I forget how powerful werewolves are sometimes. That's ridiculous.
Is it suspiciously easy, or was it just easy? I don't know.
It was something. Actually, just because I'm curious, actually, Erica, was that a lower ranking? What was the rank of that spirit?
That was just rank 1 spirit.
Oh, that caused aggravated damage to it, I think, because it's a lower rank. It's like lower than my effective rank.
Yeah, it immediately surrendered.
Yeesh. Okay. It looks like we have to. It's a creature.
But not a werewolf. It's like specifically not a werewolf, which is good, right? Because that
It would have known.
yeah.
It would have known. So I think the next step is probably to find those parts.
It also wasn't another spirit, I'm assuming, because they would have told us if it was not another spirit.
Yeah.
Can spirits recognize like claimed people, or I don't know.
Probably. They might have to roll to look. It's possible that I think spirits, when they claim something, can like hide, and so other things have to roll to detect them. But yeah, that's really unsettling, though. That this thing was with. I guess that would be the Detective Flores' niece. Why was she? We have to get back to the other side, I think.
Yeah, if we can find some kind of inconspicuous place to step sideways back.
Well, we'll need to find either another. I don't know of any other loci here. We may have to go all the way back to the apartment to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
unless if there's nothing else here, then I guess we'll just head back to the locus at the apartment.
Okay. So we return to Lauren, Quinn, and Lee, who have just come to a very run-down apartment building. It is very out of place in the Pearl District. Everything around here is nice. It's new. It's, shiny and pretty. And then here's this sort of stretch of neighborhood that is just a little more run down than you would expect to find here. And you follow the scent of this thing, whatever it is, right up to the door of an apartment in this building. What do you do?
Okay, hold on. Did we come all the way here still as wolves, just trotting through the city? I imagine we did.
We must have if we got that bonus, right?
Well,
so step 1.
Find an alley. Yeah.
Yeah.
in out of sight, yeah, of course. And then Lauren would probably send a message to the group, not knowing if they are still shadow side or if they're on the flesh side yet. Providing an update, this is what's happened, this is where we're at, send a location. And then kind of look to the others. She's not going to make the call about what to do next, but open to ideas.
Yeah. Well. Well, if we want to go in, I can get us in without knocking on the door.
You're gonna pick the lock,
Even better. I'm gonna pick all the locks
or
and all the windows. Yeah, we could go in and say hello.
Okay, let's
It's
be
probably
stealthy
not
then.
gonna be a nice hello, but we could wait till everybody else gets here if we wanted to. Keep an eye on it. Should look for a back door if we're gonna wait though, so that nobody gets away.
Lauren would be all about confronting them, but also a little nervous that maybe this was just a random murder and they're just about to go full vigilante without properly securing an alibi or anything like that. But watching the exits, making sure no one that matches that scent leaves, while potentially waiting to hear back from the rest of the pack, sounds like a solid plan.
Sounds like a
Alright,
prudent
so
plan. I did promise
since
TJ
you're
we'd look into it though.
So by the
Absolutely.
and since you're both thinking that we should wait for the rest of the pack, watch the exits. I'll go along with that.
Lee doesn't want to wait because if Lee doesn't want to wait, Quinn doesn't want to wait.
Lauren will follow the lead. If y'all go in, she'll go with you.
Alright. Lee would be all in favor of kicking down the door and see what's inside.
I'm a little more subtle than that. Come on, Lee. Cut me some slack.
Well,
Okay,
let's do it.
So then let's see. I walk up to the building. I casually lean against it, look around, make sure that nobody's paying us any mind. And then I spend an essence to become aware of all doorways, where they are, if they're open or closed, and I unlock any that are in between us and where we want to be. And I lock everything else.
Okay, so you are aware of all of the doors in this building, the one leading out from the apartment building to the exterior, all the apartment doors leading into the hallway. Fortunately, you are also aware that there are no doors that lead out of the apartments to the exterior. It's all from apartment to hallway and from hallway to outside.
Okay, so here where we are.
Mm-hmm.
There's still windows, though.
There are
Someone
still
desperate might
windows.
jump out a window.
There are still windows.
Okay, so we're outside still. We don't know exactly which door we want yet.
I think she'd said we were at a door in an apartment building.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
You have followed the scent up to a very specific door in the building. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, then I don't mess with the other tenants then. I only lock the windows of this apartment and I unlock the front door to it.
Okay.
And I step aside. After you, Lauren.
Here we go. Lauren's going to go in. She's going to stay in his shoe for now. I'm going to take advantage of that invisible predator condition, so they're going to get a -2 to all rolls to detect or prepare for our arrival. I hope they're prepared, or not, because here we are, arrived. But she's just going to barge in and immediately start looking around and try and see if she can see who matches the scent inside.
So as you burst in, it's not hard to find the origin of the scent, and you almost wish you hadn't. When you look upon this thing, it is a grotesque, modeled flesh of a human being where its back is hunched, its hair is fallen out. It almost reminds you of a very certain character in a very popular fantasy series. And it almost, you're kind of surprised to see that it's wearing clothes and not a loincloth. The most disturbing thing about it are the bulges that are coming out from his head, his shoulder. It almost looks like very large boils, but you can see them moving.
Ew.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as he sees you, he immediately turns around and starts trying to open the windows. He can't, to no avail, but he is trying to open the window.
Do we have an initiative order?
Question: Werewolves can see spirits that are in Twilight, right? Including if they're like possessing someone or something.
Mm-hmm.
Does she see any spirits in here, or is it just this fleshy monstrosity?
There are no spirits.
I have a
That would earn a
question
solid
about.
string of profanity from Lauren that I won't voice in character while we're live.
Okay. So Lauren is screaming obscenities at it. And just kind of watching it try and get through the windows.
I mean,
That's
Lauren's
not going to
more
work.
screaming obscenities in general.
Oh,
Not,
muttering them. Okay.
Oh, definitely screaming, just not,
Oh.
at it necessarily.
So Lee is going to, I mean, it could be claimed, which is the Lee prey. I think he's going to shift to Dolly and grab it. Try and prevent it from breaking the glass or anything like that. Getting out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative then.
Should we all do that?
If everyone is getting involved, then yeah.
Lauren would want to be prepared to be involved.
Yep. That's 12 for Quinn.
That is 13 total for Lauren.
Then that would be 10.
So it is this creature, Lauren, Quinn, and then Lee. You are going to roll for grapple any because it's going to try and grapple you as well. So either way, it works out. So.
That's good. That's good.
Huh. Well, it succeeded.
Wow.
And getting into that.
It was a chance die, and it got 2 10s.
Whoa.
Wow.
You should take a beat.
So now it is Lauren's turn. Lauren's turn.
And this thing has grabbed a hold of Lino.
Yes.
Can't have that. She's going to. How close to the quarters that they're in right now? Could Lauren become a horse-sized wolf without, crushing everyone around her?
I would say yeah. I would say so, yeah.
Okay. Then she is going to shift into Urshul. And at our harmony, doing that reflexively costs essence, right? Something like that.
I think it takes your turn to shift unless you spend an essence to do it immediately.
And she's definitely going to want to spend that essence. So I will do so. And then move forward and attempt to attack the creature in Urshul form.
Okay. Its defense is 4.
Since I'm trying to bite, is I'm assuming specialty in tooth and claw. Maybe that's too broad because I know someone else only had one in bite. Would that apply here?
Yeah. Nice.
All right. So that's going to be the 4 lethal damage, and I would like to join the grapple.
Okay. Hold on, I'm making notes.
And since I damaged the prey with my teeth or claws, I would also like to apply the arm rack tilt. Just really, she's going right for the arm, doing her best to rip it off. Can't grab a pack-mate if you don't have any arms.
So as you lunge towards his arm and you bite into it, you feel your teeth sink into the strangest feeling flesh that you have ever felt between your teeth ever. And when you pull your teeth away, you can see something tiny with 8 legs crawling out of the wound that you just made.
The host. It's a host.
We is the door locked behind us? Can you do that with your?
I sure can.
Oof, don't like this. Don't like this at all.
Ugh.
Lauren is still screaming obscenities, except now it's in her head.
We can just see like little thought bubbles.
It is Quinn's
Me?
turn. Yes.
Quinn's gonna close the door and make sure it's locked and keep an eye on the little spider.
Squish it.
Yeah, Quinn doesn't want to get quite that close to the thing though, so she's gonna watch the spider and get it when it comes a little closer this way.
Okay, and then Lee.
I guess I'm grappling back in this case. Come on. 0 successes.
Oh no.
It
Ask
might
for a
also get
dramatic
0, so let's see.
Yeah.
All
Weird
right, so you both got 0 successes. So you re-roll actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do this again.
There you go. So do you want to do damage? Do you want to do a maneuver?
Like, can I pin it or something like that?
You can hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could get some fire or something, you know, because we could burn all the spiders.
Okay. So that took its
I'll
turn.
hold it.
And so now we're back at Lauren.
So question. I mean, Lauren would certainly know this much better than I do, but there's a methodology, right, to deal with the host without it splintering into a bunch of different fragments. Mechanically, how does one approach that? Do the fragments split off every time it takes damage? Because that's something a hunter in darkness would know. I feel like, right?
I think basically the way a host works is that when you kill it, it disintegrates into a bunch of its little forms, and that's why it's so difficult to kill them, because you have to make sure you kill every single last spider, rat, whatever it is, to make sure it can't reform.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the point, because they don't breed spiders. You still have to kill it before it explodes. So,
Yeah.
I think you're probably good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can like damage it now, but once you kill it, it's going to.
Okay. Well, in that case, so Lauren had intended to join the grapple, but I didn't actually roll to assist in the grapple at all.
Yeah, I just
so
realized that.
Should I just take my normal turn at this point?
Yeah, you can.
In that case, she would attack again. You know. Let's go for a different arm this time. One down, one to go. Hopefully, unless 6 more spread out. And actually, I'm going to do that as a called shot. I think the penalty for an arm is -1, maybe -2.
For an arm is -2, I believe.
I'm going to spend a point of willpower.
Okay.
That's 3 successes, so 5 lethal damage. And if it has less stamina than that, it inflicts the rack, I think.
So now both of its arms are racked, and it can no longer grapple. So if you want to stay in a grapple, then your next turn, Lee, you'll just roll to stay in the grapple, but it is no longer trying to grapple you, because it ain't got no arms.
Okay.
So that was Lauren, so it is now Quinn.
Quinn is going to look around and see if there's anything to like throw over the little spiders when this thing explodes, to try to contain as many of them as possible.
Roll me perception -2.
Ah. I would like to dramatically fail.
Oh my.
No.
So you find absolutely the worst thing you could find, and that is a fishing net hung up over the fireplace decoratively.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You can take a beat for that. And now it is Lee's turn again. Are you resuming your grapple?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep pinning the thing.
Okay.
By time. Another roll 8. Okay. 1 success.
Out of that pool. Wow.
Okay. So we are back up at its turn. It is pinned. Lauren.
And a fishing net's not very promising. Lauren has no arms. Well, I mean, has no useful arms. So Lauren's gonna back off a little bit and go. I'm assuming there's like gaps underneath the door that spiders could easily crawl through. Presuming that's the case, Lauren's gonna go take up a position next to the door, ready to cover the most obvious exit for the spiders when this thing pops.
Okay, so you're going to the exit, the door.
Yep.
Okay. Quinn.
Oh, what else can Quinn do? Probably can't reason with the spiders.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Is this is this guy bigger than like a normal person, or is he still normal person sized?
He's normal person sized, but he has really weird growths coming out.
Yeah, just misshapen.
Yeah.
What if we throw him in a bathtub or something?
Well, you have to run it first.
Like I just think that out loud
Oh.
to my packmates.
Richard and Casimir, at this point you would have arrived, so you can go ahead and roll initiative. That way you can be included in on the next round.
Oh,
12.
why can't I do math right now? 12, yeah.
And Richard's was
11.
okay. We just finished Quinn's turn. Lee is keeping. So, what are you doing, Lee? Are you doing another maneuver? Are you doing more damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be yelling to the other two, asking them, "It's gonna leave me with this thing, or what? Like, what do you want me to do with it?" And I also probably should keep on restraining it as well. 3 successes, so it's still immobilized.
If there's anything around that could be used to restrain it, you could do the maneuver that comes after hold, I forget, so then you could actually step away from the grapple if you wanted to.
Oh, like bind it, I think.
Yeah.
Bind it with the fishing net. It won't catch the little spiders, but it will bind a
There you
person.
go. See?
That'll work out.
As you are pinning it and as it is struggling, it is like tearing itself apart. And eventually it kind of explodes into a cloud of spiders.
course it does.
So you've killed the guy, but now you have the spiders to deal with. Morgan's just
No.
shaking his head. Yeah, me too.
No. This is like Quinn's worst nightmare.
Gotta kill these spiders. Although we're still on the other side of the.
So
I think
two
Richard and I are
people
still.
on the other
Yeah, you're gonna have to let them in.
Although are the spiders coming out? Are they trying to crawl out from under the door?
They are. They are trying to move towards the exit.
If I start seeing them, I guess I just start stomping.
I say Lauren is still right in front of the door, trying to
Yeah,
make sure that
Quinn is right next to the door too. As soon as I hear my packmates outside, like one of them has to announce themselves so that I know it's not just some random neighbor. But
Yeah, I
as soon
guess.
as
I guess I'll say Richard and I are here.
then I unlock the door and shout, "Watch out for spiders!"
Yeah.
So, what kind of roll is this?
Jeez.
Smash a bunch of spiders.
Snatching spiders.
I would say
Huh.
dexterity and athletics, maybe, or brawl, or weaponry, depending on if you want to like grab the nearest lamp and just smash it. Because I would.
I'll use Dex and Brawl.
I'm gonna use Dex and Athletics.
Also, Dex and Brawl for Lauren. I'm presuming there's some kind of like giant penalty for it being just a giant swarm of spiders that were
Yes,
haphazardly
-5.
trying. Okay.
Did you say -5?
I did say
Teamwork, though,
-5.
right?
Yeah, you can apply the teamwork.
Okay.
Yes, you can apply the teamwork.
Okay.
Oof. So that gives me
Dexterity.
1 with the bonus.
That gives me
Uh,
3 with the bonus.
My dice pool after the penalty before the bonus is 3, so 6 with the bonus.
I'm spending willpower to
Same.
up it to 6.
Wait, who's
Who's
I'll do
the
primary?
primary?
As the Hunter in
I
Darkness?
think Lauren.
I
Lauren
think
should be.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone else can roll their dice pools plus their teamwork action bonus.
Mm-hmm. And I added.
So can I just roll the teamwork action bonus
Oops.
because I don't have a dice pool left after this?
Teamwork is +3.
Oh, fair enough. So can
Ooh.
Quinn is. Oh man,
Oof.
Casimir. Quinn is too freaked out by these spiders to be useful. She's trying, but it's not going. Oh my god.
Well,
I'm
Lauren,
not liking the looks of this.
You get 1. You get 1 extra die.
Okay, so we can use Dex and Brawl, right? So
Yes.
that's
No.
in this form that is actually hold on. She's still inertial, so she has 6 Dex in this form. Brawless Force, that's 10. Specialty applies since she's using her natural weapons. Yes.
Is she gonna start eating them?
Ew.
You do what you gotta do, alright? Lauren is gonna have to do what she has to do.
It's not against the oath.
Yep, they're going down.
I
So-
hear they taste like crab.
Yeah. Well, she's already had a taste. Can confirm. Not pleasant. Okay, so 11 before the penalty. The -5 makes 6 dice.
+3.
Plus 1 is.
Or
Oh yeah.
yeah,
plus one
+3.
For the teammate
Teamwork.
successes is 7 plus 3 for pack dynamics is 10.
Is 10.
And I'm gonna spend willpower.
Okay.
I ain't about this.
Did I dramatically fail that roll?
Do it. What is the dramatic failure penalty? How does that hit me?
Yeah, what
It
happens if
doesn't.
you dramatically fail the teamwork?
Casimir,
just-
however, you are stomping your foot so hard that you roll your ankle and you take 2 bashing damage.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll be fine.
So there's
I'll
no
take a beat for that though.
there's no penalty to me for a helper dramatically failing.
Correct.
Okay, well that's good. So I think I'm at 13 dice with the willpower.
Yes.
Yay.
Very nice. There is an exceptional success condition for this.
Does it involve not eating spiders?
It does involve not eating spiders.
Wonderful.
Good.
I just imagine it'll
So
work.
you guys are able to find a vacuum cleaner. And it is very heavy duty vacuum cleaner. And you are able to kind of corral them towards the door because that's where they're going. And then you can just kind of suck them up one by one into the vacuum cleaner. Just doop, 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 doop.
I like to think that it's still Lauren directing the vacuum cleaner with her jaw, just like holding in her mouth and
Definitely, yes. Absolutely.
Amazing. And then we burn the whole vacuum, right?
Just
Yeah,
burn the whole
yeah.
goddamn
Kill 'em,
apartment
so,
building. Ugh.
Kill it with fire.
So now that you guys have the spiders all sucked up, they will eventually die because there's no air in a vacuum cleaner. What do you guys do?
We need to burn this vacuum cleaner too, just in case.
Lauren's nodding. Still inertial, but nodding.
I might be turning over the furniture. You might be turning over the furniture just to make sure.
Yeah.
None of them got away.
So as you turn over the couch, you come across the severed arm of what looks to be a human male.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait, a human male?
Yeah, more than
What
one
I
victim.
said.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. Actually, this would probably be the point where Casimir would be like, so, we got some news. Do you want to do it before or after the burning of this vacuum?
After.
Would it be possible for us to try and intimidate the spiders into at least admitting whether they did it or not, or is it kind of like, are they not? You can't really speak to them, can you?
Not really, no.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, just burn the vacuum.
It's kind of like I think the hosts are like, if they're in their animal shard form, they're not really, they can't really, they're like a hive mind almost. Yeah.
Lee's going to mention that we probably made a pretty big racket. And if there's any neighbors, they've probably called the cops. So we should get out of here
The
first.
spider. Yeah. Should we leave?
Okay,
the
so we're
body?
taking the vacuum bag with us. The body exploded, right? Like there's no body.
There's no body to clean up.
There is an arm. We should leave the arm.
Are there pieces of the body, or no flesh was left behind?
Yeah.
No flesh.
Are there like, is there just one arm, or are there other victims?
You can roll what's an investigation. You guys want to do teamwork or?
Yeah, let's try it again. See if we can get
It might go better this time.
wits. And my base pool for wits and investigation is 5. So who's the primary actor?
Mine is also 5.
Minus
Yeah.
4.
Happy investigation.
Dice don't let me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just assist. Wait, did you say 7?
I said 7.
Nice.
I'll assist that. Yeah. So I'll roll 5. Again? Wow.
So if I have
It's
0,
balancing out those other ones.
Yeah.
I'll roll 3.
The 8 successes I got.
Yay! I
Okay,
contributed
so
this
that's
time.
6 extra dice.
Oh, I didn't add my teamwork to that. I'm sorry. Apologies. 1 success. Okay, that's better. You get 1 more.
Nope, 0. That's good.
So 7 extra dice.
Okay. I know about my 3. How much is from people, like their
7.
actual successes? Okay.
So 10 total.
This is wild. Oops. Underwhelming, but we'll take it.
So as you all search through the apartment, you're turning over furniture, you're lifting things up, you're looking through closets. You fortunately find no other body parts. So as far as you can tell, this is the only other victim.
Do we want to leave?
Nothing
Did someone
else
say we
of,
want?
We should probably leave just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't touch it then.
But the arm, it doesn't have any rings or tattoos or anything that would be recognizable as distinguishing features. It's just no arm, is it?
Actually, we should probably take the arm because if somebody comes to investigate later, we don't want any traces of us being here.
Yeah, and maybe this is a bit gross, but we could taste the blood of the arm, track where the rest of it is.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's dead. I mean, not going to help him. And we already
Maybe, yeah, that's true. But still, I kind of lean towards taking the evidence away because this is clearly not something we want police to know about. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like, they might come around at some point if someone notices that this guy is missing or not paying his rent or something, but if they don't find anything suspicious, they might just assume that he just bailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab the vacuum and let's grab the vacuum in the arm and let's go.
I'm gonna shift back to the shoe.
Lauren will also shift back to his shoe and definitely doesn't have anywhere that she can keep a severed arm, but she'll carry the vacuum.
Oh God, I don't have. I mean, I have a messenger bag. Can I?
Oh.
I look around the apartment. Is there a messenger bag somewhere here?
Or a bag.
With that, what's an
Wrap it in
investigation?
the sheet.
You would have found like a gym bag in the closet. Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody in Portland doesn't have some kind of messenger bag. It's pretty much a requirement.
But just imagine
yes,
like, the
you
hand
do
stick,
find
you know,
one.
because like it's too small.
Just a couple fingers sticking out of the edge.
All right, so you guys leave and head back to Richards.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is about 6:30, so before we get into too much that will take us over time, I guess we will call it early tonight, and I will give you guys half an hour back.